All right, y'all. All right. So, can I just go ahead and say something real quick? I really just want to go ahead and say something real quick because I really got to get something off my chest. I really got to get it off my chest. Okay? It's something that's been on my chest for a long ass time, y'all. And I just really got to get something off my chest. And I am really not trying to offend anybody. But if you're triggered, let this be your warning. Because I got to get something off my motherfucking chest. And we're going to be completely real in this conversation. I am tired of Black people. Okay? So, welcome back to Mom Jeans by NUTCASE. I am so glad that you guys are here. I am so glad that you guys have joined the party, okay? Thank you so much for being here. If you are already subscribed to the channel, I just want to show you my appreciation for being here to support me in these endeavors. And if you are new here, please be sure to hit that subscribe button, you guys. Be sure to turn on post notifications to all. Be sure to like the video, okay? Now, today it's 9:59 on February 8th, and this is journal entry number 8, okay? That's funny, February 8th, journal entry number 8. And it's funny because 8, if you turn it sideways, signifies infinity, forever and ever, an endless cycle, going around and around, coming back around again. And it's befitting because that's kind of what I want to discuss in this video. I don't have an outline, I don't have a plan. I was just irritated, okay? I was very much so irritated. And I definitely feel that people are going to be offended. I know people are going to be offended. People are going to be like,
bitch, you don't know what you're talking about.
They're going to be like,
oh, you so stupid. You don't understand what's going on.
I understand. Trust me, I understand. They're going to say,
you pushing us back. This is not going to help with forward progress.
That's what they're going to say. I know that's what they're going to say. Let me just get it out the way for you. I said it already, but I have to get this off my chest. I am tired of Black people. I'm tired of Black men. I'm tired of Black women. I'm tired of Black people as a whole. You want to know why I'm tired of Black people as a whole? Do you want to know why I'm tired of Black people as a whole? Well, I will tell you. I'm tired of Black people as a whole because for whatever reason, we got to make everything a magnified issue. Okay? We have to magnify every single issue in our community. And I'm like, okay, for what? You know what I mean? Why does everything that Black people do have to be blown up like it's on a goddamn billboard? Why does everything that Black people do have to be so accentuated, okay? It's giving, we can't get over race. That's what it's giving. A lot of times, from my experience, from what I've seen, because I grew up around a multitude of races. I grew up in Chicago. I had people that I knew who were Chinese, Japanese, Vietnamese, Korean, Jewish, Bosnian, Ethiopian, whatever, Egyptian. I had people that I've known and grew up with, visited their homes, ate their food, experienced their cultures since I was a very young child. The first time that I was around a majority of Black people was when I moved to Atlanta after my mom passed away. And that was the first time I was exposed to a multitude or a majority of Black people. And that was the time in my life where I was the most abused, the most bullied, and the most degraded that I've ever experienced in my fucking life. And that's what I don't think from the inside looking out. That's what Black people don't understand. Black people don't understand whether they're women or men. Oh, have mercy, God. Black people don't understand whether they are women or men, that what they are doing is only perpetuating their own racism. I'm not saying in this argument that there are not people who are attempting to oppress our people. Damn, Spirit just confirming everything. I'm not saying that there are not people who are attempting to degrade us, to belittle us, to put us down, to hurt our feelings, to make us feel small, to make us feel inferior, to try to humble us. I'm not saying that there aren't people doing that. There are people doing that everywhere. However, I feel that what we're doing collectively as a whole, getting on these platforms, talking about all the issues that we have, you know, getting out here and making all these chants and acronyms and all this shit about how we should be treated equal is only further perpetuating the problem. My opinion and my solution on all of these fucking issues is to just choose to be who you choose to be. I'll give you an example of one of the things that I don't understand why we are making such a big deal about. And I don't want to say making such a big deal because that diminishes the argument, and there is validity in these arguments. But one of the things that I feel that should be a personal choice, that's what I will say. One of the things, one of the issues, one of the concerns, one of the talking points, one of the subjects that I feel should be a personal choice, a human choice amongst Black people, is whether or not you are going to live in luxury, male or female, man or woman, whatever sexual identification, LGBTQ+. Black people in luxury. It should be a choice of whether or not you live in said luxury, what type of luxury you live in, and how much or to what extent you choose to execute said luxury. That is a choice. For example, another example is divesting, swirling your partner and who you choose to be with. That should be a choice as a human. It's not about Black or white. It's not about Asian or Latino. It's not about race. When it's about race, it's about being a human. And I know that's gonna sound contradictory, and people are gonna be like, that doesn't make any sense. But why do you think that supposed white supremacy is being perpetuated so vigorously and so easily? It's because we are perpetuating it by continuously having a fucking discussion. God damn, I wish people would shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not saying that you cannot fight for what you believe in. I'm not saying that you cannot speak on what you believe in. But you gotta look at what the results of that are causing. I was watching Real Talk with Yanni one day, and she was highlighting or reviewing a video that was done by, I think, the Flagrant 2 podcast. And it was about those two guys who have the podcast, and Fresh and Fit. Child. They finessing. But they were talking about those guys when they had that whole situation about Black women in color, and they wouldn't date a dark-skinned woman and all this type of stuff. And the guys on the Flagrant 2 podcast said, it's like they posed a question that was like, why can't we just normalize people being considered as human? Or something, I can't remember, don't quote me because I'm probably wrong. But it was somewhere along the lines of Black people being able to just be considered as a human and not as a Black human. And posing the question to another person, I think on the podcast, who was commentating that was African American, posing that question to them and saying what was their opinion on it. Honestly, I feel like that's the truth. I feel like that's the way. And I feel like Black people are having a problem realizing it, okay? I don't like what Black men are doing on social media and YouTube and all TikTok and all that, talking about Black women. I don't like that. But I also don't like some of the things that Black women are doing, talking about men and Black men especially and all these other things. I don't like it on either fucking side. Because it's insanity. It's perpetuating the white supremacy that you are fighting so hard to eradicate. And the reason why it's perpetuating it is because you're causing further divide. All of these stipulations. Well, as a woman, I should be treated like this, and you got to make sure you do this, and you got to make sure you do that, and you got to make sure you say it like this, and you got to make sure,
you take a picture like that, and the lighting is like this, and like, we got to be able to have this type of clothes, or this type of bag, or these types of shoes, or this type of house.
And to me, it's starting to sound like a whole bunch of shit. It's starting to sound like a mixing pot of confusion. How do you expect, with all these tangents, comments, well, but if it's like this, and if it's winter outside and it's 77 degrees in the fall, then you gotta make sure you treat us black people like this. It sounds crazy, my nigga. It sounds crazy. And I don't think black people see that shit. You don't, and then they wanna say, well, we can't compare ourselves to other races. Well, then fine. Stop talking about our shit in front of other races then. Because if you look at other races of people, especially like, okay, I'm in Georgia. There are certain places in Georgia where you see predominantly Asian establishments. Right? There's places in Georgia where you see predominantly Latino or Latina establishments. And I really don't think that they have a problem with that. If they do, then I'm unaware. However, from what I see, there's a community, okay? And even in Chicago, I noticed this as well, where there were different areas of people that populated together. There were different areas where certain racial groups would populate together. I'm not saying that this is gonna be the solution for every single problem, but what I'm saying is that the more we individualize ourselves on a social level publicly instead of on a human level for all races, the more there's going to continue to be a racial problem. The more that there is going to continue to be discrimination and oppression. At this point, all of these different tangents that I spoke about a few moments ago come down to a human choice. If you think about black women in luxury or black people in luxury and that whole argument, it's not about a bag, it's not about a shoe, it's not about a house, it's not about a partner. It boils down to a mindset. I live in luxury, goddamn, and I don't give a fuck what anybody says about it. I don't care if my nails are done, because luxury to me, in my personal view, is a mindset. Because I'm choosing to wake up every day and have a luxurious mindset, which is, in my opinion, looking outside and seeing the sun shining, looking at my plants and watching them grow, looking at my children and seeing them flourish, being able to go for a walk, being able to eat something that I like to eat, being able to be healthy. That, to me, is luxury, because it's deciding to live my life based upon the choices that I feel like I should make for myself. When it comes to divesting or swirling, the whole conversation boils down to a personal choice as a human. And I feel that the classification of race should be taken out of everything. How about this, politicians and lawmakers, okay? For everybody who watches this video, whether you pissed off or not, go ahead and like, share, and subscribe, because I'm gonna keep pissing motherfuckers off. And I don't give a damn, because the shit that's going on is foolishness. All it boils down to is a distraction which has been initiated and perpetuated by white supremacy. That's what white supremacy is. It's continuing to be a supreme race out of manipulation of other individuals who are considered the minority so that they will be distracted, allowing white people to be the supreme race. That's what it is. You're being brainwashed, honey. You're being used. You're a tool in the entire mechanism. And I'm just saying, when are we gonna stop? Because the time wasted going back and forth about colorism and dark skin, light skin, brown skin, mixed skin, this skin, that skin. The time that we spend, we could be using to create our own shit. And that's one reason why black people are so mad at everybody else. I've grown up my whole life seeing other races of people have more than black people. When I was in Chicago, the Jews had their own kosher district of the neighborhood where they did everything kosher. They grew their own plants, they had their own grocery stores, they had their own lawyers, their own accountants, their own whatever, and they were able to have a semblance of community. But all this time that black people spend bickering and arguing and going back and forth, nothing is being done, because all that's being done is a lot of hot air being blown from side to side. Hot air can't build a community. And I feel like, yes, educate people. Let people know what is right from wrong, because there are definitely things, actions, situations that as a black person, you should not accept. And if we normalize education of those things that you should not accept, then maybe we can stop the next black person from coming and picking up some scraps and perpetuating the issue even further. Maybe that will help. But other than that, that nitpicking shit need to stop. It's not helping. And I'm not sure what it's gonna take for y'all black women and y'all black men to understand that that nitpicking shit is not helping. It's not. You look dumb. People are laughing at all of us. And what we really need to be voicing and teaching to the younger generation is that you have the right to make the choice that you want to make that feels most conducive to the growth of your life. Whatever you choose to do, wherever you choose to go, whoever you choose to be with, it is your choice. race. You don't have to be with somebody just because they're black. You don't have to be with somebody just because they're white or another race. You don't have to work a certain job just because you are black. Normalize making choices as a human, because they're gonna say, oh, that's not gonna solve the issue because other people still think of us as black. It will solve the issue, because eventually, if you don't give a damn about what people say and you stop being triggered by what other motherfuckers say, then they will stop saying that shit. What happens when you're dealing with a whack ass boyfriend or a whack ass girlfriend who talks shit in your face all day? What happens when you stop responding? It might take a while. That motherfucker might be dedicated and they want that rah-rah shit and they could keep going for a while, but eventually what the fuck happens? They stop caring. They stop putting energy into that shit. They go on about their life and their business. So yes, it may take another 100 years because we're in such a deep fucking ditch that we're gonna have to crawl our way out of that shit. But what's gonna happen if you stop giving a fuck about other people treating you badly and just create your own shit? Let's see. It's probably gonna mean that we have bigger, brighter communities. It's probably gonna mean that we have more shit for ourselves. And if there is a problem, then we'll be able to come together to fight for equality and stop infighting with each other and not getting anything done. Opportunity is out here for everyone. And I don't give a damn what color you are. Because in a situation where you want equality, you will get equality. Because you will make a choice of what you're going to accept and what you're not going to accept as a human. And that's point blank, period. We need to normalize as a people, as black people, to stop being racial. If we stop being racial and highlighting all these racial issues, eventually, maybe by the time my grandchildren are having children, there will be some type of change. And until y'all fucking understand that, then there's nothing that is going to change. The people who don't want to get on board, the people who don't want to get in line, let them be where the fuck they are, because eventually nobody's gonna want to be around them. Eventually it's gonna be a situation where people are gonna start to realize progression and they're going to shy away from regression. They're not gonna want to go backwards anymore. So those people who are wanting to go backwards, they're gonna be evolved out. Those people who want to go forward are gonna continue the evolution. But the only way that we're gonna receive equality, honestly, at this point, I feel, is if we shut the fuck up and move in silence. Move in silence. I'm not saying be abused. I'm not saying deal with racism. I'm not saying not to speak up for yourself in a situation. But I'm saying that once you do those things and you identify those things and you say your piece and what needs to be said, you move on to whatever you need to do to create the change or be the change that you want to see. That's the only way change is going to happen. If you want to see more schools that cater to the education of black children, create those schools. If you want to see more grocery stores or businesses or lenders that lend to black people or give black people opportunities, create that. But stop fucking complaining about shit that you know is not gonna change by blowing hot air back and forth. It's only gonna change with action. Stop nitpicking about every little thing and just allow being black to be normal in any shade, in any way, in any choice. Let being black and what that means to you as an individual be normal by doing what the fuck you have to do for your community and moving in silence so that your actions can speak louder than your hot ass words. And that's all I have to fucking say on that. So I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you so much for being here. I know I ruffled your feathers, so be sure to leave those comments about what the fuck I said in the comment section below, you guys. As always, like, share, and subscribe. And remember that you are worth it. So is everyone. You are a human. So is everyone. And you should be able to live your life the way you motherfucking choose. Peace. All right, you guys, what's up? I know you thought that was it, but that's not it. Since I was so heavily preaching about being the change that you want to see, I decided that I was gonna be the change that I wanted to see. So in the time of filming the original video to today, which is February 12th, 2022 at 8:44 p.m., I have created a petition. This petition is on change.org, and the petition is to remove the race classification from all official documents. My goal with this petition is to make sure that people are not able to ask you what your race is. I would like for this to apply to government issues and government documents as well, so that if there is a situation where you are filling out an application for a job or you are attempting to open a bank account, that race will not be a factor because there won't be a question asked. If you find after that point that when you arrive in person or when you are seen physically in your human body and there is a disagreement or someone does not want to work with you, that will be a clear indication that there is racial prejudice going on. I feel like the removal of this particular category on official documents will allow for people to be treated equally, and it will allow for people to be unable to use race as a determining factor. Currently, we have 88 total signatures, and we're working towards reaching our goal of 100 signatures at this particular moment. By the time you see this video, I'm not sure exactly where we'll be, but we are on our way to creating the change that we want to see. So if you are interested or you agree with the things that I've said in this particular video, I urge you to sign the petition below, which is linked in the description box, you guys. Thank you so much for your patience. Thank you so much for your love. Thank you so much for your support. And thank you for being your individual true selves. Have a great day. Bye.